Right now on Denver 7 News at 5 o'clock, a bill issuing more punishments to fentanyl dealers is now headed to the governor's desk. We're breaking down the last-minute changes in the wording made with little time left in the legislative session.
Rethinking safety in wake of the Marshall Fire, the new building regulations Boulder County is considering today. Plus,
I think it's once in a lifetime.
Yeah, you see the crystal ball. The Joker is getting a hero's welcome in his home country of Serbia after becoming the 13th player in NBA history to win the league's top award in back-to-back seasons. Really putting the Nuggets on his back this season. Just wait until you see his grand entrance coming up.
That's
Thanks
worth the wait.
for joining us on this Thursday. I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Nicole Brady. We're so proud of him. It's going to be a little cooler today than yesterday. We certainly got up to almost 90 yesterday, Lisa, and we felt it.
It was more. It was very toasty in the afternoon, well above normal highs. Today we're going to be back down to where we're typically at here in early and mid-May. Right now, very mild this morning, low to even mid-50s here in town. You will find again some sunshine early on for that eastbound drive. It's 56 in Lakewood right now, 52 in Firestone, upper 40s near Centennial and Aurora. So a little cooler there, but a really nice start as you walk out the door. Winds have calmed. They calmed down overnight. They're unfortunately going to pick back up. We are tracking a cold front racing through the state. We're going to see those winds shift more out of the west, southwest, it looks like this afternoon, and it will be a little cooler, but still warm for this time of year. So with the dry and windy conditions, fire danger remains high, even though we're not near 90 today. It will be a little bit cooler. Coming up, we heat back up for the weekend. I'll show you that on the Super 7 Day.
And we have some extreme lines over at Denver International Airport, and it's only going to get worse as we get closer to Memorial Day and summer travel. This is the security line that goes all the way through the baggage claim area. It is really long. You can see from the screens there how long the security line is going into the other security area. So it's going to be a long, slow wait for you. Unfortunately, I just checked with DIA, 20 to 30 minute security lines inside the airport. E470 and Pena Boulevard look fine getting there, but it's going to be inside the airport that you are going to see those delays. I want to take you to the camera up at I-25, up at I-76 and 58th Avenue. You can see that it's moving wide open. So if you see on the map here this morning some of the red that might be showing up in there, especially here, it's actually not verifying it wide open for you up to the north side of town. Otherwise, a pretty good looking drive anywhere else you want to go. Keep an eye on that situation at DIA for you this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jason. Well, it is all quiet at our state capitol this morning. The legislative session just wrapped up at 11:36 last night, minutes before the midnight deadline.
Yeah, it came down to the wire. One of the most high-profile bills passed in that last hour will address the state's fentanyl crisis. The bill, introduced in late March, led to many long hours of debate and testimony. Denver 7's Jessica Crawford is outside the Capitol with the last-minute changes lawmakers approved to get to a deal.
That's right. So many people over the past few years have died from fentanyl here in Colorado. Overnight, a bill did move forward in hopes of changing that, and yes, it was contentious. The legislation changes the punishment for possession of the dangerous synthetic opioid, making anywhere from 1 to 4 grams a felony. Lawmakers from both the House and Senate met to reconcile their biggest differences about the legislation. It really all came down to criminal intent here behind the possession. The new language, which was approved overnight, says if a defendant can prove to a jury that they did not know that the substance that they had contained fentanyl, then the felony charge could be dropped to a misdemeanor. But those who voted no say this change will just make all of these cases misdemeanors moving forward, arguing that everyone will claim that they did not know that there was fentanyl in the substance.
It's either I want to get this drug off my streets, or the others say, well, we want to just learn to live with it. I don't want to learn to live with this drug killing kids. I don't want parents to have to worry about whether or not their kid's going to come home from a Saturday night party.
What we're saying is that if you do come in contact with that fentanyl unknowingly, that you're not a felon. And that's so very important. We heard story after story after story of people who died from accidental or unknowing fentanyl poisonings. They should not be wrapped up in this.
Representative Mike Lynch, one of the Republican co-sponsors on the bill, asked to be removed as a prime sponsor from the bill because he didn't believe that it went far enough. The original version, which he was a sponsor on, had 4 grams of fentanyl as a felony for possession. He also voted no on the final version of the bill. he released a statement saying, in part, law enforcement has been clear on their position and adamantly opposed to anything less than a felony charge for any amount of fentanyl possession. They told us what they need in order to take decisive action and to save lives across our state. Also included in the language of this bill is treatment for those who go to jail due to fentanyl and those who need that treatment support. Live from the Capitol, I'm Jessica Crawford, Denver 7.
All right, thank you, Jessica. The FAA and the NTSB are investigating a deadly plane crash. It happened near Rocky Mountain Airport in Broomfield. One person died. Dramatic video showed the plane engulfed in flames after it crashed right next to an intersection. North Metro Fire says the plane went down just after 12:30 yesterday afternoon near El Dorado Boulevard in Interlochen. Authorities have not identified the pilot yet. As the fire danger remains high today, the cause of a small fire near Evergreen Parkway and Highway 40 is still under investigation. Fortunately, crews were able to contain it to just a quarter acre.
Well, the Marshall Fire was a big wake-up call for many of us who never thought we had to worry about wildfires because of where we lived in the metro. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta joins us this morning because Boulder County leaders want to change rules on building materials to help improve safety for the future.
And those changes would mean that the rules that currently apply in the foothills part of the county, they would actually be extended countywide. So here's exactly what those changes would be and what they would mean. Ember-resistant construction materials would be on the roof, attic venting, non-combustible gutters and downspouts, changes to decking and fencing materials as well. Now, despite the importance of these changes, officials say they are keeping a very close eye on those costs.
Many of these materials are very comparable in terms of their cost to other traditional building materials. So we were really very, very aware that that many of these folks who are rebuilding are experiencing financial hardships. Many of these folks are underinsured, and we wanted to make sure that we weren't putting any obstacles, financial or otherwise, in their way.
So those changes are going to be presented to Boulder County commissioners during a meeting today. That's happening at 11:30 this morning. If they are approved, they're likely to go in place sometime around June 6th. We're live in Boulder this morning. I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Yeah, we are still very early in the rebuilding process. Thank you, Veronica. Since the fire, the Community Foundation of Boulder County has received more than $40 million to help Marshall Fire victims. We asked, and officials said $5.5 million have been given out to families whose homes were damaged or destroyed. $1.5 million in financial assistance for workers who lost wages or their equipment. Other money has gone to mental health services, people with wind damage, and insurance assistance.
Where are you really seeing the needs come through?
It's such a great question, Brian. You know, it takes time for needs to emerge and be made clear. Philanthropic dollars are meant to fill gaps, and really having an understanding of where those gaps are, what other resources are available or will become available, and how our funding can be, I call it caulking, right? The infill to those supports is really critical.
CEO Tatiana Hernandez there tells me anyone impacted by the Marshall Fire can also get up to 10 sessions with a qualified mental health therapist for free. And if you're looking for assistance, boco.org/MarshallFire has a long list of resources.
Tonight, we will learn who the Broncos are playing this season and when. The team's regular season schedule will be announced, and right after, Broncos single game tickets will go up for grabs. Inventory, though, will be extremely low. The Broncos have sold out 393 consecutive regular season games, and the wait list for season tickets right now is over 90,000. Well, it is now official. Nikola Jokic is MVP for the NBA for the second year in a row. There was a big celebration for him in his home country of Serbia. And look how he arrived in style there. He had been out doing a harness racing workout, and the horse was pulling him back to the barn where he found Nuggets head coach Michael Malone, team president of basketball operations Tim Connolly, and President Josh Kroenke, all there in Serbia waiting for him. Jokic shared some hugs and kisses with his team, his wife, his daughter, and a lot of friends there, all while a Serbian band played.
It's a really emotional moment for me, of course. I think nobody ever came here, so I think it's actually amazing. Tim was here and everybody, so I think it's once in a lifetime. Now I don't think about it, but probably when I'm old, fat, and grumpy, hopefully I'm gonna remember and I'm gonna tell my kids that back in the days I was really good playing basketball.
Old, fat? God, no, I don't think so. And really good understatement of the year, right? The 27-year-old averaged career highs of 27 points and 13.8 rebounds per game this season. He was the first player in league history with 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 500 assists in a single season.
Yeah, he can do it all, for sure.
And did anyone interview the horse and ask him if they were okay with him getting in that car? Yeah.
I don't know how he fit in there, yeah.
Yeah, this guy again. Jeez.
Congratulations to him. Now at 5:10, take a look at our alerts. Again, a fire weather warning covers all of eastern Colorado, the northern, southern Front Range Mountains. This in effect until 9 o'clock. It is going to be cooler today. We hit a high of 90 yesterday. I'll show you just how much cooler it's going to be today, plus what's in store for the weekend. We're almost there. It's Friday Eve.
He was channeling his inner me, old, fat, and we used to be good at basketball.
Did you? You used to be good?
Yes.
Wow.
We have one crash, a new one, here on the eastbound side of I-70. You can see it right here at 225. Left lane, left shoulder's blocked up, so the fire department and the police department's on the way. Stay over to the right if you have to head out to the east to Chambers, Pena Boulevard, heading out maybe to the airport. Make sure you stay over to the right, going eastbound I-70 at 225.
Jason, I would love to see you in one of those horse carts. New changes are coming if you fly Southwest out of DIA. The billions of dollars in flight upgrades the airline plans to make over the next 5 years.
Students helping students, how a program at a Denver middle school is making a difference for two groups.